Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's everyone doing today?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Good. Wait, what time?
So I know we're supposed to start at 11:45, but we still just basically have board here. So thought we might wait just a few more minutes to see if anybody popped on.
I know we have a few people that were for sure supposed to be on here. So
I will say Barrett and myself are outside of the district room because we didn't see the email until we got here.
Oh no.
But there's not like a line of people here or anything. So
That's good to know.
Way to scout it out, guys.
Well, I'm glad y'all went. At least someone did. So if they saw anybody, you can redirect them.
well, that actually brings up a question because there's been several emails going around this morning that some people are not getting things. I don't know if it's that we have two different lists or something's going to spam, but are y'all all getting the communications?
I used to not get communications last year, but this year has been fine.
I've been getting them.
I've just been adding people to that main list. So if I need to add to a different audience, let me know. But I've just been doing the main audience we have on the email platform.
I get the meeting announcements and everything, but I never did get the invoice for my membership renewal. So I had to go on the Facebook link and renew my membership. And I heard a couple of people that didn't get their membership renewals either. So I'm wondering, is it possible that membership list is working off another program? Yeah.
So it is. We turned off the auto renewals last year, and I just thought it was best, with all uncertainty and everything, to keep that the auto renewal off until things are very different than they are now. And so those are going out individually, and that is a manual process that Jacob's been doing. And in that, we found there's some sort of bug. Even if he hits the send and your email's in there, it's like going about 50% of the time. So he's been working through the list to download the PDFs and then send them manually with an email. So that's been a little bit of a challenge that we've been working through.
Yeah.
So thank you for your patience.
Okay. No, I already paid it, but I'm just saying he hasn't made it to the M's yet. So because I didn't. So.
Well, we're about 10 minutes in. Hopefully we have a few more people joining us. And Erica, we hope you want to be on a lot of committee.
Yeah, so welcome to the first meeting of the year. I was kind of excited to have the chairs talk and share a little bit about their goals and roles and their committee needs. So because this is a professional organization and a service organization, this is an opportunity for you to serve on a committee. And so I know that most of your chairs are busy with that, but if you want to help someone else with another committee, you can do that as well. Just a few announcements. We are 1 month away from our annual Joel A. Mass Golf Tournament. That's on September 24th at Tall Pines. We need everyone to help recruit teams, and teams can register online through our website, or you can contact me or Jenny and we'll get you set up. And just a reminder for all of the board members that you are responsible for one hole sign sponsorship, and you get those in ASAP. You can go online and do that. Ideally, find a business to sponsor it, and then we'll feature them. So, and I will put the link to that in the chat in just a little bit. Let's see. Kevin, do you want to go ahead and talk about government relations first?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I didn't realize it. Yeah, so for the government relations, it's basically learning and talking about any kind of policies or laws or anything that could be coming into effect that on the government side that could affect the advertising businesses. I am just talking about just want to clarify, I'm trying to talk about if you want to join this committee or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And we're talking about learning the legal aspect of advertising, and if there's anything that could be affecting or anything coming down the pipeline that could be affecting advertising in the future. There's also something called Day on the Hill for AAF. It in the past has taken place in Washington, D.C. from my understanding, but last year they did a virtual one. To my knowledge, they've not set the date for the 2022 yet. It's usually in the spring. So we won't know for sure if it is going to be virtual yet or not, but it's advertising professionals from around the country come together and learn about the vital issues facing our industry and take to the halls of Congress to educate lawmakers about the vital role advertising plays in the U.S. economy. So if you're interested in Day on the Hill or any kind of the legal aspects or government aspects, feel free to let me know or we'll get together.
And I did see AAF National just sent out the ovation things yesterday, which is sort of like our Cody points for D7. And it's 50 points if we participate on Day on the Hill. And that can be DC or within our state. So just keep that in mind that we probably really do want to have a group that gets together either here or DC this year and make sure that happens. So
perfect.
You
have any interest in meeting your senator, this is your chance.
Hey, Julie, just real quick, since you brought up the Ovation Awards, I read through all of those materials yesterday, and there's a little bit of confusion over some of the dates and the information that was provided. But there's a Council of Governors call today, and Michelle said that she would try to get some clarity about some of the conflicting information that was posted. So if anybody,
some of the dates have already passed.
Yeah, and I think something should be 22 and they say 21. So anyway, just for your edification, if anybody has looked at that and seemed confused by some of it, just hold tight and hopefully we'll get some clarification in the next week or so on some of those details.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kevin. And now, Stephen, do you want to talk about secretary needs and your role?
Yeah. I mean, I would just say that, I am going to make every effort to attend every meeting, every board meeting, every sort of between meeting like this. But just the nature of covering breaking news every day means that I really don't know my availability for most days until the day of. And, on a chaotic day like today, when I'm trying to file 4 or 5 stories before the end of the day, that, I think it'd be good for us to have kind of a backup secretary in the case that I cannot attend a meeting, and would love to try and recruit somebody for that position, so that in the case that I'm tied up and cannot make a meeting or hop on a Zoom, that somebody's there to take minutes and just make sure that the position is being filled even in my absence if that's necessary.
Perfect. And also, everyone, I have put a link in the chat to the committee chair contact info. So if you're interested in helping anyone out, being on a committee, You can find their email at that link. So, okay. Chad, do you want to talk about American Advertising Awards next?
Yep, that'd be great. So, for anyone new to AAF, last year we had a virtual awards. This year, our plan is to go back in person and hopefully go bigger and better than ever. So, help organizing the American Advertising Awards is vital, to the success of the actual awards gala, which is really the biggest thing we do all year. So help as far as organizing everything for our judges, which that will be done virtually again this year, which is makes things a little easier for us, and then help securing the setting up the show itself, venue preparation, stuff like that, and then help securing entries. Those are all the three big things that go into it. So if you're interested in helping, I've helped out the past 2 years, which is I've really enjoyed both doing working on the committee the past 2 years, which is why decided to step up and chair it this year. So any help would be greatly appreciated. Please feel free to email me, and we'll hopefully have a very successful Tuscaloosa American Advertising Awards this year.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's have Jenny and Julie. Do you want to talk about fund development?
Sure. So Jenny just fill in, but Kelly mentioned at the beginning, we have the Joel A. Mask Jam golf tournament coming up on Friday, September 24th. I think this is our 27th tournament. And it's a big fundraiser for our club. And we are trying to endow a scholarship at UA. And this is a big part of that. So we need everyone's help. Right now, if you're on the board, remember that you're supposed to be getting a whole sponsorship. But we really need help getting teams to participate. We have a PDF form if that's easier than sending the online link for you. We also are looking for donations of like golf balls or tees. So if you work at a company that already has those branded and gives those out, we would greatly appreciate that. And even if you do not play golf, we would love your help volunteering that day. You can ride around on the golf carts and put out hole signs or deliver drinks or a number of things you can do that day to help. So participation on any of those parts is greatly appreciated. But go ahead and put it in your calendar, September 24th.
I put the documents in the chat, so.
Thanks.
And when are we looking to have those whole sponsorships and teams secured and just all of them lined up?
First is September 1st, because we're going to have to work on the graphic design for the whole sponsorships, and then we're going to have to send the artwork off and have them printed. So roughly September 1st.
Obviously, we will take teams after that, but for sponsorship signs and whole signs, earlier the better.
Okay. Kaylee, do you want to talk about communications?
Sure. So with communications, we kind of wear a whole bunch of hats throughout everything we do. We do the social media, e-blasts, any communication needed to help every other group. We work alongside membership really closely just to kind of make sure the message is getting out and information that people need is getting to them, as well as managing the website. So if you're passionate about any of that stuff, help would be greatly appreciated. It's a lot to take on, so we are very grateful for anyone that wants to step in or has an idea. We're always willing to do everything we can to make communication with our members and the community itself as successful as possible.
Thank you, Kaylee. Okay, Mike and Tracy, do y'all want to talk about ad education? Mike, you're muted.
So sorry. So we're having our first Capstone AdFed officers meeting on Monday. This is yesterday was the first day back. So we're planning all of the just making sure all the rooms are ready. You know, we have a 2-week mask thing inside the buildings. So I think our first meeting might be right after that expires, hopefully, right? We're working on that, and we'd like Julie or another representative of the, and Julie's appeared before to us, just to talk about Tuscaloosa AdFed. Maybe, I mean, the past year, you know, with COVID and everything, I really would like a little bit more interaction with students, with the student members of the Capstone AdFed, with the Tuscaloosa advertising community, if at all possible, whether it be internships, maybe helping out, setting up the Addies, you know, just some things like that, just a little bit more interaction. Tracy, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so Tracy, my weak point is all of the scholarships and where they are. I need to be, and I'll meet with you off the Zoom to get fully educated on this, so you don't have to deal with that. But yeah, that's another area that I really want to pump up, is the amount of people applying for these scholarships, because it's been disappointing in the past few years. And I want, even though we've told people about it, it's like, do you not want money? You know, I don't understand it. My mind can't wrap my mind around it, but I do want to pump that up. So.
Yeah, I would just add with the scholarships, essentially there's one scholarship I bet he heard where it's restricted to students whose home states are in our District 7 group of states. And that kind of limits to some degree the people who actually qualify for it. But the other two scholarships don't have that restriction. And so I agree with Mike that, you know, it would be wonderful to see more applicants there. And it's really a simple process. If they complete the application for any UA scholarships, they would be considered for our AAF Tuscaloosa specific scholarships. So it's really just a matter of getting them to just complete the scholarship form, and also indicating that they are Capstone AdFed members, and indicating if they do come from a state that is in our District 7.
The one thing just to throw out there, we have had really great success in placing Capstone AdFed officers winning the multicultural kind of student of the year, winning a MAPE award, and those kind of things, and like our presidents, like several years in a row, have won that. So that's a good representation of the club.
I have two things to add to that really quick. Off
Sure.
of Tracy, Betty heard, especially for the AdFed students, they also have preference to advertising majors, and then a preference to people that are in AdFed. So, I mean, if they would apply, they have a great chance of getting that scholarship. And secondly, for students who really want to get involved, you know, some of them helped with public service last year, and I'll talk a little bit more about public service in a second, but that's something they could definitely be a part of.
Yeah, that'd be a great thing to talk about in the first meeting.
Actually, Julie, do you want to go ahead and talk about public service?
Sure. So we are going to try and initiate something this year that we've talked about for the past several years, called Brand Aid. And we will send basically a form out to nonprofits that they can return to us and ask for help in sort of a simple way, not our usually where we take on one nonprofit for the year and do a big project. But if they needed help with an event or posters or a social media campaign about one specific thing, that we would basically send out to everybody on the committee, which could include students as well. You know, whose expertise is this, who has time to do it right now? And it'd just be a quick project that would help somebody else. So hoping to get that underway pretty soon. And hopefully that will, it could give students, you know, a little cred and some work to show off, but help everyone else as well. And we had a lot of success last year with public service, so let's keep it going.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about Club Achievement real quickly. So Club Achievement Committee historically has been a lot of writing. A lot of people are already on this committee. If you're a chair of other things, then you're grandfathered in. But if you like to proofread, if you like to do a little bit of writing, then I would love to have you on my committee. But the focus has shifted a little bit. The books are still important, still a component, but they're not quite as important as they used to be. So, and there may be some changes down the road with exactly deadlines and how that all works. But if you're interested in that, please let me know and reach out, and we'll get on that. And I don't think Jacob could make it. He's our membership chair. And so this is the plug for membership. If you are interested in recruiting people, and if you know a lot of people who would benefit from being a part of AAF, you should join this committee and grow our numbers a little bit and show them the benefits of being a part of this club. So I think that's all of them. Julie, am I missing anything?
I think that's all of the committees. I will say most of the people on this are board members, and you can sign up for other committees too. But for those of you that aren't, it's a great way to sort of get to know the club better and get some like leadership roles under your belt. And it's a way to sort of move up into other leadership roles in the organization. So, and it's really a fun group. So I encourage you to join.
Absolutely. So close out our meeting. Our next meeting is tentatively scheduled for September 9th based on some availability, but that may, of a speaker, but that may change. Frank has some really cool things lined up. So stay tuned for that. If you don't already, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because that has all of our information on it. And so just in case, like Michelle was saying, if you don't get an email or something, the information's there too. So you can get it in multiple places. Also, you can check out our website that gets updated with the meeting information. So,
and I thought of one more thing.
Oh, good.
So Frank is our programs chair, like Kelly just mentioned. And we don't normally have a committee for that, but he's always open to taking any suggestions y'all have for speakers. So if you have a great speaker or have someone in mind, you can always email him.
Yes, everybody's an honorary member.
Yes, I want to throw in one more thing. If you need help for the Addies, for judges, let me know. I could help find some people for you. I don't know if that judge situation is taken care of already or not.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Awesome. Do we have any other comments or questions before we sign off? Okay. Awesome. Thank you all for showing up today and for a good meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks.